I can't remember what the sapling signal strength is. Let's see. Sapling is 12. Cactus is 15, but I used a redstone block, which is the same. 12 to the power of 2 is what? That's not right. It's not the power of 2. What is that? It's a logarithmic log 12. It's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. 128, but I don't know. Does it get, it's that, yes, 2 to the 12. So 4096 sounds right. Is 2 to the 16 or 2 to the 15? 2 to the 15 is that's that one. I know that number is 16,000. So if we're mathing this correctly, that's not right. Okay. Maybe it is 32. Where did I learn that in here? That was with the frames, which were with the Corporea Q funnels, I think. The rotating, no. Was it with the cubes? Here. Logarithmic progression. Every level requires twice as many of the item as the previous one. That's what it is. Hey, Darkwing. That does make sense how you did that, Nacy. Yeah, it must be that, because it only outputs a signal if it's more than the input one. And if this one is 14, that would be 16,000. And then this one would be more than 16,000. Type of deal. If this were a 15, a power 50, this is a power 12. Okay, so why did you not restart? What? Oh. Oh. So which means it still has some wool here, because the Ranuncarpus placed wool it shouldn't have. Yeah, I need the drawers up here. Why are you doing that, man? Okay. Yay. So I think we now have a semi-automated system here. Is that correct? This will automatically stop. Flaw. I see a flaw. The flaw I see here is that after harvest, say, is run out of wool. After harvest, it will request and it'll do it again anyway. Because it's coming from here. I need to break this line. So what we want to do is actually remove that block. So we could use we could use slime blocks. Couldn't we? If we did not the observer, the sticky piston here and slime here for the observer. Let's break you so that we don't cause a signal. So when this falls, it will retract both the observer and the block there so that this final trigger won't do anything. The final harvest won't trigger another missing one. It'll restart when this goes this way again. When this so this is this way because it has enough wool. If it were to run out, it will pull back, so it'll stop it from crafting. It will stop from requesting more via this system. And then when it has enough again, it will push everything back into place so that it can reboot it with the observer into the line and continue the loop via that block underneath the observer chain. That's true, there is an edge case like that. You run below your level during the wool request, but then go back above it before the already dropped wool. So what do we do? Like, so if this dropped by 1 and then it retracted, but it gained by 5 right away in 5 seconds. Prevent another request while there are items on the pressure plate. Would that do it? Would force the request to wait until items despawn. Good point. Thinking here. Invert. That needs to be... It's okay to do a request now. Will that turn on when that's lit up? Did I do that right? But now it won't request anything until the wool is all gone. And it wouldn't despawn, it would place up above. So now that there's no more on the pressure plate, it can request again, which it just did. Is this gonna work? So what this is what we've got in place here then is if it happens to request multiple times because of the edge case where this would bounce and there'd be too much wool there. In that it wouldn't be able to do it again until all the wool was despawned from that the extra bounce in and out from having the detector change so rapidly. But I don't think it would despawn because they'd place up here. And it wouldn't trigger. Because unless there's one right in front of that lens, it wouldn't, well, I guess it would change this one, but some of the detected ones. No, they start placing as soon as the redstone delay from it gets a redstone pulse when requested, so it takes a moment for the open crate once it places for it to say it's okay to take the wool. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. If a redstone signal hits an item when it goes into the open crate, it has like this delay before anything can pick it up. And that's actually what's happening here. While I absolutely agree with this here, so like this is currently busy. This is like our busy signal. It's currently busy, so don't make another request. It's essentially what this block is doing.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
Yeah, we may have to tweak this a bit further, I think. But this does cover a decent number of... Can you trigger the boars to fire when the inventory level resets? Yes. So where would I pull? I would be pulling that off of here. So we'd want it to send a signal when it retracts. I think you should be able to do it both times, actually. In the main world, I'll need to do a redstone network, but I think what I'm going to do here is have it just request something that I know is not in the network. So what it would do here is, what I've got is some wireless redstone because I didn't want to run a line all the way over here. I could have. But when it triggers one of these, it will request a tiny potato that doesn't exist, but the interceptor will get the it doesn't exist request and send out a 2-tick pulse, which will fire these 2 spreaders again, which hit the bore lenses. It won't do this one because it's not connected to that, and it won't go the other direction because it's using repeaters going one way. Fancy, messy, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I could have just taken the line from this and pulled it over here. The goal is the same. And I force a shortage in the middle of a request. Okay, so it just requested. Oh, I see what you're saying. How to test this? That's really what you're telling me, to test it. So it's in the middle of doing wool right now? Is that what you're wanting to know? Or when is this failure supposed to happen again? Because it's currently doing all the wool. I'm sitting here thinking this should have retracted. Anyone else think that? Because there's no comparator. Oh, it's giving off a certain signal. Derp. Alright, so this is, it's run out of wool. And it's off. Okay. That's what this is currently. And when it harvested, it didn't request again because the block is withdrawn. Okay. But if we put the sapling back, it requests, and it just cleared the board if there were some there. So we're going to say that right now it's going to fall out of space and it's going to clear the board. That was just lucky. Okay. But say, for example, that it didn't just clear everything and it placed all of the random bits of wool that it had just received that it couldn't fill the whole board with, it would actually harvest it when this goes back. It would clear the board of the bits and pieces that it had. They'd just be white. This seems a little bit more reliable. Anyone else? We weren't stuck with random wool up here. It did clear the board before other wool got placed when it was an actual request. And it can't do a second request if this were to bounce while there's wool sitting there because of that block. How is it getting dyed different colors? The Paint Slinger lens is a rainbow lens. I applied a Mana Pearl to the Paint Slinger lens in the crafting grid, and it does rainbow colors. Now, this has been running for a while. Let's take a look. 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 8, which we knew the white wool would probably have a lot. 6, 6, 6, 7, 5. It's not bad. So here's a question. How well does this do? There is a spark on the drawer, by the way. So this should, if it were in range, apparently it's not in range. There is a spark on you, right? Now you're in range. Another thing you might consider, if easy enough, would be to consolidate your white wool storage into one location. Yeah, that's totally doable, because this will be, that's doable. That's very doable. It's actually gonna probably be 2 locations, because remember, we have the auto crafting of string into white wool that I don't want to disable. It just won't run. But what I can do is have this sheep farm sit above here so that this, because you don't need mana, do you? You're set to, oh, you have mana because you need to be, you can't have mana and you need mana. So I'd have to make either a smaller sheep farm or do the Spectranthamum. Why should we really need to consolidate the wool storage, though? Look at that. We're at half a pool already. It's just, yeah, this is just it's a lot of mana. This just produces a lot. Only so you don't end up voiding the excess of white wool in case of purges. Voiding the excess? Why would I void the excess? Yeah, but not until these were like maxed with emerald upgrades. And so that's an insane number. That is, what is that? The stack limit 6144 times 192. That's a lot of stacks of wool. So this holds 32 stacks. This holds, I don't know how many. Unless, it's an insane number. $393,000 blocks. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem. My problem here is going to be not producing enough wool. White wool. Because let's see, we're going through 16 wool every 10 seconds. 16 times 6 is 96. Let's round it up to 100. I need 100 wool a minute to run it at this speed. I am not getting 100 wool a minute. Yeah, I need a bigger sheep farm to run it that fast. Or we'll just slow it down. Because I could just do $30 seconds. And that's 32 wool a minute. And that seems more realistic because I'm averaging about 5 wool every 5 seconds over here. Average, sometimes less, sometimes more. So 5 times 12 is 60. So with the RNG, I'm not quite sure I'd want to run it too much faster than every 20 seconds over here without more sheep. And this is an insane number of sheep, guys. This is a lot of sheep. It's going to be causing some decent lag. I don't have blocks pushed into their headspace that I think would cut down the amount of lag on my world. And I've already got so many things running, it makes me nervous here of having more than this many sheep. But we've already got a full mana pool, guys. That didn't take much time at all to fill up a mana pool. At all. These are just different colors, right? The fabulous. I think they are. So what I might do? How long does it take before it gets to a quarter of a mana pool? And since we know this is 30 seconds, we'll keep an eye and see how many cycles there's one cycle. Oh, we need another. Yeah, just, oh boy, that's only going to take like 5 minutes. It's been 1 minute. To get up to a quarter of a pool. So we'd have a full pool every 20 minutes at this rate. This is 2 minutes. It looks like it might be 6 minutes for a quarter of a pool. We'll know in a moment when it does its next run. That's 2.5 minutes, and if it gets to 1/8 of a pool, then we'll know that it's 5. If not, then it needs probably 6 minutes. Alright, so when this one's done, it's close. It's probably every 6 minutes, so it's 24 minutes at this rate for a pool. That's pretty darn fast. And this is still making colors. So this is still reliably running, that's good. This we might want to, I guess it doesn't matter, but I was just thinking if it got low on wool, or dumb thing, if it got too much white wool, we would turn this off for a little bit. But I'm sitting here thinking that will likely never happen. Mm-hmm. No. All the pretty colors. Yep. So we could probably do 20 seconds. I'm gonna wait for it to flip over once more, and then I'll take one of the red sand out. Quarter of a pool. So fast. Yeah, so currently our current bottleneck is the actual sheep farm. I just can't see having that many more sheep. So when we go into our main world, I'm going to take some pictures of this. Yeah, that's the problem, the crafting the string. I don't want to craft all of our string, so what we're going to need to do is whatever this is configured to, this comparator signal for turning it on and off, needs to be above or at the same level that I'm maintaining in the crafting area for the string into wool, so that it doesn't start crafting string into wool just to do this farming, do the generator, the wool coloring. Because I don't want to do that. Or if I do want to do that, I still need to make sure that I have string, because I need string to make fishing rods and air runes, you know, so I need string. So I need to make sure that I'm not using up all of my string. This is really cool. I could stand here and watch this all day. I really, really could. Yeah. We're almost done with the stream for today. What else do we have? I don't want to try to switch over to my main world because it takes almost 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. Almost 10 minutes to load that world anymore. So we'd be spending that time just waiting for the other world to load. I'm just looking at the other things. Elven portal automation, we don't have quite enough time to get into that. Yeah, we're really kind of just, we're out of things. I still have stuff running over here constantly. Got the hydrangeas and the endoflames running perpetually. Every time I log in. I don't think I have the orchid running, and I know I don't have these two running. The farm's not running. Neither is the birch. Remember making all of this stuff? And this isn't running. There's when we're doing the sugar cane. That, I don't remember what it was for. Here's our entropinium. All of our testing. This is our water filler and lava filler setups. One that's super, super fast that we found out was way too fast for lava because lava flows slower even in the nether. So we had to do this setup, which is slower. Yeah, this one was too fast. This is when we were playing with the influence lens, weren't we? Wasn't it? Yeah, when we were playing with the... Yep. This is our broken 2x2 tree farm. Looks like some of the coarse dirt disappeared from this too. This one doesn't work. Don't try to copy it. I mean, it works once and then it doesn't. But it was really interesting to learn all the different stuff I had to learn for it, like the counting. That was cool. I'm really not sure why this exists. I don't remember what I was doing there. Anyway, what I have over here, which we logged in, we saw this little bit of redstone and an observer. I was wondering if an observer can detect when a sheep gets its wool back. And I realized that was going to take a really long time, and that was an RNG sort of thing. That if I were, because my first thought was maybe I can just have it harvest every time this sheep eats its wool. Yeah, that would have taken forever in some cases, and that just wasn't, when all of these, it could be the last one that eats wool, eats grass. It just, I was like, nope, that was a dumb idea. Yeah, looks like this is still functioning, which is why we're still hanging out, because I wanted to make sure that, you know, over time it doesn't stop. And it looks good to me. We are running low of wool though. It's going down instead of up. So, yeah. Anyway, this is something we're not going to want to keep running, because once that flower dies, it'll just throw wool on the ground. So we're going to take you out. We'll place you here to remind me that we want 2 of those in there. I think 2 is the fastest we're going to run it, and 3 is probably where we're going to start. Might even be slower. I don't know. I want to make sure I have a decent wool supply. So our order of operations for tomorrow will be make this sheep farm and start breeding sheep so that we can fill it up. That's going to take me a while. Then we can start working on getting the supplies to build this, because I don't have all the bore lenses and I don't have all the random carpets. So we have to make supplies tomorrow to start building this. I'm going to take screenshots between today and tomorrow's stream so that I can do that. And yeah, so tomorrow will be Spectrolotus prep with a big old sheep farm. And hopefully, yeah. Maybe run it once a minute. That's possible too. We'll see where I even out. Like I said, we're going to start slow. And if this starts filling up faster than we need it to, we can slow it down. So, yeah. I see something that could break. Let's fix it. There. There's only 9 white wool in this drawer, so I was just like, we better lock these. Yeah. There's where we're at. This is fun. I had fun learning this and doing this. This was fun. Yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow, starting around 10 o'clock. So, you know, almost an hour later than I started today. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what we're going to work on tomorrow. Sheep farm tomorrow and the wool coloring factory supplies. I have no idea how far we'll get. But that's what we're going to work on tomorrow. And yeah, pretty soon we'll be able to have an automated Spectrolotus. That's exciting. Probably next weekend we'll have it by then. Obviously I need to... What do we need to craft it? Oh. Do we need pixie dust for the Spectrolotus? That might be a problem. Do we do? Okay, so before we can even... Well, before we can do this step, we can do those 2 steps. We need to automate the Alphine portal. I thought we had this one before the Alphine portal, but I guess not. So yeah, automating the Alphine portal will have to happen before we can do this setup over here. We have everything except for that, so that's fine. All right. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today, folks. I do hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I should be back tomorrow morning. So for some more Floramancer. Take care, folks. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.